Once upon a time, an alien combat suit fell to Earth in the shape of a beetle, and one day, a Mexican version of Bruce Wayne, or Ted Kord, found this beetle and decided to become a hero. But the suit didn't accept him as a host, so Ted had to study its technology and make a bunch of weapons and vehicles based on it. And finally, Ted began to deal with the criminals in the way of Batman, or to fly around the city in the most inconspicuous vehicle ever and beat petty gangsters in dark alleys. Apparently, due to his schizophrenia, he thinks that this will help people and will bring the crime rate down.
How?
What he should have done is to use his money and Beetle's technology to develop industries, build schools and hospitals. But of course, it's much more fun to wear a costume from a sex shop and fight with small-time bandits in the underground. After getting their ass kicked, those small-time bandits will become more angry, and the next day they will rob people even more viciously. And after being beaten, they will go to hospitals and will take the space and resources that would have helped good people.
Which tells me only one thing. There's too many self-indulgent wieners in this city with too much bloody money.
But later, in 2008, Ted disappears, but before that, he hid the Beetle in the ball of concrete buried underground. And 15 years later, his sister Victoria found it and decided to use this Beetle to make her own weapons. But it falls into hands of the main character, Jaime, who is the chosen one, according to the Beetle. And now we can finally see how stupid this alien technology is. As it turns out, the aliens got inspired by Hitler and made the transformation process as long and painful as possible, instead of making something like Guyver armor from 1994. So the host has to scream in pain for a few minutes, and after that, the suit begins to test the systems. So without any warnings, without showing or telling any instructions, the suit with a human inside breaks the roof and goes into space.
Escape velocity protocol engaged.
And a few moments later, the suit falls down, just like the ratings of this movie. What if the unprepared host faints, or gets a heart attack, or even better, throws up inside the suit? In this case, let's hope that it has an autopilot, with the address of the nearest cemetery in it. How could aliens make such a shitty suit?
A superior species, no doubt.
Because after falling back from space, it decides to check which one is stronger, the suit with a human inside, or the concrete bridge. And what about stealth or disguise?
Right!
Of course, it lands not at the starting point, but in the city center. And apparently, the Beetle's artificial intelligence is too stupid to make a step aside, and prefers to use a weapon and cut a bus in half, full of people who don't pose any threat.
You piece of digibrain shit. My microwave is smarter than you.
And when the freak show is over, the suit finally goes back and breaks the roof again. Why does DC hate doors so much? First Black Adam.
Suppose they didn't have doors in your day? Well, of course we did. That's how we entered rooms.
Now this. Is it supposed to be funny? And when the blue Beetle is supposed to be a deadly weapon, when it shoots, it doesn't even burn the bad guy's jacket.
It's some kind of a world-destroying weapon.
And finally seeing a real threat, the suit doesn't attack, but simply waits for the missiles. Apparently, a bus is more dangerous than a guy in a combat armor. And later in this movie, we can see that in a dangerous situation, the suit doesn't scan the surroundings, so it doesn't notice an incoming missile.
A world-destroying weapon.
You're a goddamn lie!
And when the bad guy is finally down, the suit that earlier was trying to kill him now prevents the host from doing it.
We're not killers, Jaime. Let him go.
You just want to suck the joy out of everything.
So as a result, even though we don't know where the blue Beetle has come from, I have two explanations why it is so shitty. The first one is that the suit was made by the dumbest aliens in the universe and was thrown away. And the second one is that the suit was made by the engineers, who as we know hate humans, and send it to Earth on purpose, just to watch the humans suffer. Which one do you think is true? Let me know in the comments.
It's some kind of a world-destroying weapon.
It's a Chinese copy.